don't bunch up, you don't get sweaty. Simple as that.
One of the things I noticed about my Goats grip socks is the grip runs across the whole panel, so there's no bunching or sliding in your boots.
These grip pads will help you not slip when you're going in for a tackle.
My old socks will get sweaty halfway through the game. Not with Goats grips, they stay cool and dry from start to finish.
These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there, but they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling. I used to wear boggy guards that slip down every game. These stay in place the whole time.
These shin pads are stretchy, durable, definitely not be ripping anytime soon.
Switch the Goat sleeves now. They don't slip, they don't slide, nice and snug, nice and tight.
It's crazy how light these things are. I've worn a lot of old school pads in my time, and these are featherweight and super comfortable.
Legend begins where heroes end.
Why are you still wearing those old clunky shin pads when you could be wearing these?
I used to struggle with shin guards sliding all game. These are a game changer. Put them on, you don't even notice them. They're comfortable, keep you going until finish.
It shows how fast you move on the pitch because it's stuck to the shin bone and does not slip and slide all around your shin.
No distractions, no readjusting, just focus on the match. What I like about these is you can wear them all day. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. The material is soft and supportive. It's the perfect mix of comfort and performance. These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there. These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there, but they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. What I like about these is you can wear them all day. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. The material is soft and supportive. It's the perfect mix of comfort and performance. The first thing I notice is that these guards don't move. Once they're in place, they stay there. I can tackle, sprint, or slide without adjusting them. You feel secure and locked in. My first impressions of the Goats guards, honestly, super light and super clean. Straight away, you can tell they're built to move with you. No bulk, just sleek protection that actually feels pro. These guards don't move. The first thing I notice is that these guards don't move. Once they're in place, they stay there. I can tackle, sprint, or slide without adjusting them. You feel secure and locked in. No bulk, just sleek protection that actually feels pro. My first impressions of the Goats guards, honestly, super light and super clean. Straight away, you can tell they're built to move with you. No bulk, just sleek protection that actually feels pro. These grips actually help you push off. It's like every bit of power goes straight through the ground. No slip, no wasted energy. You feel sharper, quicker, and more connected.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. I hope you're all well. We're super excited to bring to you another amazing live coaching call. As ever, on YouTube or in school, you can drop your comments on the live. Remember, you need to be subscribed to be able to drop comments in. But if you want to drop comments in on football development, coach development, the World Cup that's coming up in the next couple of weeks, anything related to those 3 areas, please feel free to drop your questions into the comments and we would love to help you with it. Now, today and over the next couple of weeks as we get closer to the World Cup, we're going to cover a famous player from each continent of the world. And these players are players that I've picked who I believe are going to be the superstars in the World Cup. Now, normally when we have a World Cup, there's normally 3 or 4 players, and normally it's a player in each of the semi-finalists who tend to be known as the stars of that particular World Cup. First one that we're going to be working through tonight, and this particular player is being rejected his whole career. He was loaned out repeatedly in his younger age groups. He wasn't the best player at 12 because I actually know of him when he was 12. He wasn't the best player at 16, and he most certainly wasn't the best player at 18. However, this particular player not only became the captain of England, he's also England's all-time leading goal scorer. He's also Tottenham Hotspur's all-time leading goal scorer. He's a Bundesliga champion this season and one of the greatest strikers of his generation. So this, I feel, aligns perfectly with the Triple P, and it's all around talent. Most definitely is not born, it is made, and Harry Kane is a testament to that. Now, Harry Kane, the blueprint. We're going to cover how an ordinary academy player became one of the world's best on the planet. Now, we're going to have a little look at the end of this session. We're hoping that all players and all coaches should understand that success is not linear. Development will always beat talent. Setbacks are part of the pathway. And elite habits matter more than early recognition, okay? So elite habits are more important than early recognition. What does that mean? In a nutshell, forming habits early on in your football development is far more important than being told at 12 that you're a world beater and you're going to go and play for Barcelona when you're older, okay? Now, who here thinks Harry Kane was a superstar at age 12? A lot of people think he was, and a lot of people will comment. And if you do, put it in the comments. Put down if you think he was a superstar at 12. Now, most of you are going to assume yes. However, Harry Kane was released by Arsenal at 12. Harry Kane got overlooked by Tottenham as an academy player. And then Harry Kane went on multiple loans because he wasn't considered ready, and he never was. He wasn't physically dominant. He wasn't fast enough. He was always told he's too slow, and he wasn't an academy superstar. Yet, however, he became England's greatest goal scorer, captain of England, but also one of the greatest players to play in the Premier League and to play in the Bundesliga. So just think about that. Now, at the age of 8, when he was at Arsenal and then he got released a little bit later on, he got told he was too small and not physically developed. Now, the lesson for all of our players and families on the Triple P: never confuse current ability with future potential, all right? Never confuse current ability with future potential. Now, I've got a question for all of the players out there, and I want you to answer this by dropping in comments for me into the YouTube chat. And the question I've got for all of the players, or maybe some of the mums and dads out there when you were younger and you played, have you ever felt overlooked? And if you felt overlooked, or you think you missed out on unfairly, put it in the comments. Just give us a yes, give us a thumbs up. if you want to go into more detail, tell me the time period, the club you were playing for, or the region where you were based and where you felt like you got overlooked. Some of the better answers might win a prize tonight. So think about some of those answers that you can put in there. Now, as a local grassroots player, Harry Kane started off at Ridgeway Rovers, okay, playing local grassroots football. He continued playing, continued improving. And the lesson for all of the players or the coaches on our Triple P programme, keep showing up. That's the lesson. Just keep turning up. Most players will quit when they get to that level. They're happy training with a community team. They're happy getting game time at Ridgeway Rovers like Harry. But Harry didn't quit. And he kept going. Now, eventually, after getting dropped back out of sort of pro academies into Ridgeway Rovers, Tottenham Hotspur realised they'd made a mistake, and they finally come back in for Harry, and he joined Spurs. Now, he was not viewed as an elite prospect, okay? Many academy coaches rated others ahead of him. But the lesson for all of our Triple P family, rankings are temporary, especially at the age of 12. One kid could be this tall, one kid could be this big, and physically this kid is going to batter everyone on the pitch because they're fitter, faster, stronger, just because of that physical advantage. But these things always have a way of evening out, and you've got to wait until players get to 18, 19, 20. So development is permanent. Current ability is not. Okay. Now, a little bit about part 3 of his journey and what we call the loan years. This is probably the most important section because of the lessons that players will learn on this particular timeline. Now, once he finished at Tottenham and he got released, he ended up on loans out of Tottenham, firstly to Leyton Orient, playing 3rd tier, 4th tier football. Then he went to Millwall. Then he went to Norwich. And then he ended up at one of my ex-clubs where I used to work at, Leicester City. Now, multiple loans, 4 loans, some successful, some poor, some very frustrating for reasons like not getting game time. And many people, looking at Harry Kane, would have said, going to Leyton Orient, Millwall, Norwich, Leicester, and it not working out, it's not good enough. He's just not good enough. But what do you most young players do when things get hard? So that's a question I've got to ask you guys watching this now. So in the comments, when it gets tough at your local club or wherever you are, what do you do when it gets tough, when things get hard? I'm going to leave you for about 30 seconds to write those answers in, and the best answer is going to win a prize. So what do you do when things get tough and when things get hard? What have you done in the past? Give examples what you think could be a positive or a negative response. We'll be right back in the next 30 seconds while I let you just put some of those answers on to the comments. So hopefully we're going to get some really, really good answers on there. Now, some of the common answers that I've seen in the past is players will blame coaches, they'll blame teammates, and the most common one that I saw over the years is they would just quit They would just give up. Harry Kane didn't. Instead, he done these 4 things, and I want you to write these down. If you don't have a pen and paper and you're watching it live, go and get a pen and paper quickly. I'll give it a few seconds. If you've got a device you can type on, great. If you're watching this on a recording, pause it, and then you can hit play once you're back with the pen and paper. But I'm going to give you the 4 things that Harry Kane done. And I know this for a fact because I know one of his coaches when he was at Tottenham. Now, he improved finishing. How do you improve finishing? Work on striking the ball. Work on your technique. Work with your goalkeeper after training for 20 minutes. Say to your keeper, do you want to work with me for 20 minutes and do you want to work on goalkeeping while I work on striking? It's an easy thing to do. Go down the park with your best mate. Put your best mate in goal. You have 10 minutes, then swap over. You have a little go and go. Okay? Improved, number 2, is movement. He wasn't the best movers, and he knew this by feedback by Tottenham, by the coaches. So what did he do? He started exploring ways of how to improve what we call your A, B and C's. Agility, balance, coordination and speed. And when you improve your ABCs, your movement will get better. Things like plyometrics, box jumps, okay? It will help you move and bounce much better. 3rd thing that he done, improve fitness. I know this for a fact because I've seen it with my own eyes. Harry Kane would run 3 to 4 beep tests a week. Twice without a ball, 2 times a week with a ball. And he would record the scores and he would try and beat it by 1 increment each time. Just like we do on our football blueprint on the professional player pathway. And the final one, he improved mentality. So he improved finishing, movement, fitness, and the final one, mentality. Now, you're probably wondering, how do you improve mentality? Well, we have mental strength training as part of our professional player pathway program. So if you're not a member or one of our players or coaches and you want to join the community, all you need to do is DM us, send us a message, and we'll send you the link on how you can register to be part of our family. Now, part 4. Harry Kane actually became elite. Most people think talent, reality, and obsessed with improvements. But Harry decided to get better and to be one of the best players on the planet. He decided to become a student of football. So what did he do? He studied movement, positioning, timing, and finishing. Now you're probably wondering, how did he study these 4 things? Quite simply, he looked at who was the best strikers in and around that time. And he would go onto things like YouTube and onto the internet, and he would watch these strikers, and he would watch how Lionel Messi would move. He would watch how Fernando Torres would position himself for Liverpool. He would watch how Ruud van Nistelrooy for Manchester United was really canny with the timing of his runs. And the final one, he would watch players like many of the top strikers in the Premier League and in La Liga in Spain, but specifically a player who scored many goals, okay, for Real Madrid in Real. And he used to watch him and how he used to finish. So when he was in a 1v1 with the keeper, what would he do with his shoulder? What would he do with his body? Was he faking to turn? And he decided to become a student of football. So he wasn't just running around on the training ground every day. He was actually going home and applying it, whilst instead of sitting in front of a screen and watching a needless show, he was studying football, okay, as a student. Now, repetition was one of his key areas that helped him become the player he became. Thousands upon thousands of finishing drills, and he repeated it. The lesson for all of our Triple P players and coaches is reps build confidence. And confidence, remember, is earned. So when you are repeating the same thing over and over again, you're going to get confidence. But remember, that confidence doesn't get given to you overnight. You have got to earn your stripes when you play, okay? Now, football IQ. I always talk about this being one of the best things as a player. But before we come to football IQ, we are going to go to a very short ad break. And when I come back, we're going to tell you a little bit about football IQ and Harry Kane, a little bit about professional habits, and a little secret mental trick called the reflection exercise. Watch this short ad and we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Don't bunch up, you don't get sweaty. Simple as that.
One of the things I noticed about my Goats grip socks is the grip runs across the whole panel, so there's no bunching or sliding in your boots.
These grip pads will help you not slip when you're going in for a tackle.
My old socks will get sweaty halfway through the game. Not with Ghost Grip, they stay cool and dry from start to finish.
These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there, but they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling. I used to wear bulky guards that slip down every game. These stay in place the whole time.
These shin pads are stretchy, durable, definitely not be ripping anytime soon.
Switch the goat sleeves now. They don't slip, they don't slide. Nice and snug, nice and tight.
It's crazy how light these things are. I've worn a lot of old school pads in my time, and these are featherweight and super comfortable.
Legend begins where heroes end.
Why are you still wearing those old clunky shin pads when you could be wearing these?
I used to struggle with shin guards sliding all game. These are a game changer. Put them on, you don't even notice them. They're comfortable, keep you going until finish.
It shows how fast you move on the pitch because it's stuck to the shin bone and does not slip and slide all around your shin.
No distractions, no readjusting, just focus on the match. What I like about these is you can wear them all day. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. The material is soft and supportive. It's the perfect mix of comfort and performance. These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there. These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there, but they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. What I like about these is
Hi everyone, welcome back. Now, Harry Kane, football IQ, or as I call it, football intelligence. Now, Kane became smarter before he got physically or technically better. Once he became very educated in the game of football or the school of football, he then learned where goals come from, point number one. He then started to study, and this is one of his biggest tricks, how defenders move. And once you understand how and why defenders move, he then learned the trick that he didn't need to be the fastest player to be the best player. He knew he needed to be the smartest player to be the best player. And the final point, number 3, he learned how to create space. And once you learn these 3 areas, your football IQ will just go up and up and up. So we discovered where goals come from, how defenders move, and how to create space. Now, where do goals come from? Many of you would have seen the videos that we've done before on the live calls around Zone 14. If you're on our school platform and our program with us as a full-time player or coach, you can type Zone 14 and it will pull up that video, the lesson and the handouts I gave you, which is basically the Premier League secrets on where 82% of goals come from. If you're not a member of our platform but you're thinking of joining, all you need to do is go to school.com, and that's SKOOL.com/pro player pathway, and you can join our monthly subscription and join our Pro Player Pathway program with us, and I will support and help you along your journey. Now, one of the big thing was we spoke about habits and the importance of habits. The professional habits that he started forming at 9, 10, 11 and 12 was sleep, nutrition, recovery, gym, consistency. And those 4 or 5 areas are the reason why he is the player he has become today. One of the best strikers, if not the best striker in world football at the moment. The lesson for all of our players and coaches: elite performance starts away from the pitch. It starts off the pitch. Okay? It finishes on the pitch, but elite performance always starts away from the pitch. And it's all around educating yourself about the game, watching videos on how defenders defend and why they defend in certain ways and what triggers them to move and all of these certain areas. Now, one of my favourite parts, player reflection exercise. I'm going to ask you now to write this down. So if you're watching this on the live, okay, you can write this down, scribble it down. If you're watching it on the recording, go and get a pen and paper and pause it and then come back to this video. Now, question 1 I've got for all of my players who are watching this on YouTube or watching it on our school platform. What is the one setback you have faced? Okay? What is the one setback you have faced? And I want you to write it down. Drop it in the comments, send it to me on school, or just write it down on your pen and pad. Okay? Now, I can give you some examples if you're struggling for ideas and you're not sure where I'm trying to go with this. But I'll give you some examples of ones that I faced when I was younger, when I used to play football. Not getting selected, that was a common one for me. I used to sit a lot on the bench when I was younger. Injured, okay, was a common one as well for me, especially during teenage years. Always when I started games and I got a chance to start in a match, I'd always have a poor game. And generally the final one, which touches on the first one, but bench player, sitting on the bench most of the season. It was very frustrating. So what is the one setback that you have faced? Write it down or drop it in the questions and answers for me on YouTube. Now, question 2. Imagine you're Harry Kane, and if you go back to the problem or the setback that you've encountered, I want you to answer this as if you are Harry Kane. What would Harry Kane do to fix that problem? So I'll give you an example. So if I'm thinking that I'm Harry Kane and I'm not selected for a game to play, what would Harry Kane do in that situation? Well, I know for a fact Harry would work harder, make sure his diet's right, his sleep's good, his recovery's good, but he would also go up to the coach or the manager and say, look, obviously I'm really disappointed not to play because I want to play to help the team, but I respect your decision, but is there any way you can tell me what I've got to do to try and get back in that starting team? So I want you to answer that one. What would Harry Kane do in your situation if he had one of your problems that you've wrote down? Okay. Now, number 3, what action can I take this week? Okay. So what action can you take as a player this week to rectify that problem? Write it down. Can you drop it in the comments for me? Okay. Drop it in the comments. What can you do this week to fix it? Now, I'm going to give you some examples of what I would have done if I had this knowledge when I was 14, 15, but I didn't have it then, but I do have it now. I would look at these 4 areas. An extra finishing session. Get an extra finishing session in. Try and get one of your keepers to go down the park with you. Try and get one of your keepers to stay on the pitch for an extra 15, 20 minutes after training. Number 2, more recovery. While you're doing recovery runs, recovery walks, recovery swims, your brain is going to be racing away and you're able to focus and set some positive attentions. Number 3, watch football clips. Guys, you have got technology at your fingertips. put on YouTube and watch some of your favourite players who play in the position that you play in, and watch and watch and watch and watch. Watch how they move. Watch what they do before they receive the ball. Watch what they do when they're on the ball. And the big one, watch what they do when they give the ball away to a teammate or when they lose it, okay? And the final one, and this is my favourite one, number 4, improve your weaker foot. And that all ties in to having that extra finishing session. When you do that extra finishing session for 20 minutes, 5 minutes on your stronger side, 15 minutes on that weaker side, okay? And that's what I would be looking for. Now, when we talk about Harry Kane, he's proven that stage 1 is the awakening. Dreaming just isn't enough. You've got to put the effort in. Stage 2 is development, years of unseen work. Are you willing to go away and go missing for the next 2 to 3 years and just plug away at all them things we spoke about? Number 3, performance. Producing consistently, okay? Performance happens when you put enough hours in the bank, okay? And you've banked as many hours as you can. Stage 4, opportunity. Opportunities arrived because he was ready, not because he was lucky, because coaches and clubs seen how many times he went on loan and how things never seemed to work out, but he kept plugging away. And that's an attractive sign for a coach or a manager. If Harry Kane could become Harry Kane after being released, overlooked and loaned out multiple times, what is stopping you? That's a question I've got to all of my players on my programme. But also, if you're not a player on my programme, firstly, why are you not on my programme? But if you're watching this on a YouTube live or on a recording, okay, what's stopping you from doing it? Now remember, at Triple P, we believe one thing above all else. Talent is developed. It is not discovered. Okay? And Harry Kane is living proof of this. Now what I want you to do is, Harry Kane used to have a journal. And I've got a copy of this and I'm going to share it with you. And he used to write these few things down. He had 8 areas that he used to grade himself. And I'm going to give you a piece of Harry Kane homework. So whether you are a striker or you're a goalkeeper or a defender, you can still do this. I want you to write all of these down. Okay? I'm going to get you to write all of these down. Now, I want you to rate yourself from 1 to 10. But before you do this, I've noticed there's a lot of questions in the chat. I am going to go through the questions in the chat in a moment, so bear with me, and I will answer all of them questions that you have asked. Now, I want you to write these down. Work ethic, coachability, finishing. If you're a defender or a midfielder, you could put defending, maybe. Football IQ. Fitness is number 5. Recovery is number 6. Consistency is number 7. And resilience is number 8. So I'm going to read them back through for you again. Make sure you write them down. If you haven't got a pen and paper, pause this video and then hit play. Work ethic, coachability, finishing, football IQ, recovery, consistency, and last but not least, resilience. Now, once a week, Harry used to rate himself from 1 to 10. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. I want you to rate yourself on a 1 to 10 scale on those 8 areas. So from a 1 to 10, Khaleesi, if you're watching, what are you on work ethic? Okay. Harvey, on recovery, 1 to 10, what are you? And I want you to start recording this down. Now, if you're a member of our school platform and you work with me online, you can put all of this into the school platform. Which score will you improve by 1 point this week, and is that possible? That's a question and a challenge I've got for all of you. Now, it's going to give all of you players a practical action step rather than just inspiration. And for them coaches out there who are watching, you could do this challenge with your players as homework. How easy is this homework? It is easy peasy. So, Harry Kane is my first superstar on the world stage and someone who I think is going to blow the World Cup up. And my tip as captain and striker for England, I believe Harry Kane will lift the World Cup come the end of July when the World Cup is over, but we will see. In our next call, we're going to be covering another player from a different continent who's also going to be one of the big stars in this year's World Cup. Now, before we finish tonight's call, that was amazing and I hope you enjoyed it. We're very quickly going to go to a very quick 30-second break, and when I come back, we've got about 5 or 6 questions in the chat and I'm going to try my best to answer them. If you've got a question but you haven't dropped it in, now is your chance. While the ad break's on, drop your questions in and I promise to answer them as best as I can. I'll be back with you in about 30 seconds.
Don't bunch up, you don't get sweaty. Simple as that.
One of the things I noticed about my Goats grip socks is the grip runs across the whole panel, so there's no bunching or sliding in your boots.
These grip pads will help you not slip when you're going in for a tackle.
My old socks will get sweaty halfway through the game. Not with Goat grips, they stay cool and dry from start to finish.
These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there, but they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling. I used to wear bulky guards that slip down every game. They stay in place the whole time.
These shin pads are stretchy, durable, definitely not be ripping anytime soon.
Switch the Goat sleeves now. They don't slip, they don't slide. Nice and snug, nice and tight.
It's crazy how light these things are. I've worn a lot of old school pads in my time, and these are featherweight and super comfortable.
Legend begins where heroes end.
Why are you still wearing those old clunky shin pads when you could be wearing these?
I used to struggle with shin guards sliding all game. These are a game changer. Put them on, you don't even notice them. They're comfortable, keep you going until finish.
It shows how fast you move on the pitch because it's stuck to the shin bone and does not slip and slide all around your shin.
No distractions, no readjusting, just focus on the match. What I like about these is you can wear them all day. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. The material is soft and supportive. It's the perfect mix of comfort and performance. These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there. These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there, but they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. What I like about these is you can wear them all day. Training, recovery, travel, they never lose shape. The material is soft and supportive. It's the perfect mix of comfort and performance.
Hi everyone, I hope you are well and I hope you enjoyed that little bit around the Harry Kane. Now, we've got a couple of questions and I'm just going to go through the questions and I'll answer them as best as I can. Some of the comments that we got, a good one from Shooty was push through it because pain is temporary and I can't learn from it. I love that one, Shooty. That is a great one. How can I join Harvey Adventures? So what I'll do is, guys, in the chat for you, I will drop in the chat how you can join up if you want to join the platform with us, and I will drop it in the chat. If you give me about 30 seconds, you can register right there. So I've just dropped that link, so it'll be in the questions at the bottom, and I'll also pin it hopefully to the post. So I'll replace it so it's in as the pinned post. If you look at the pin post at the bottom, school.com/ProPlayerPathway, that's how you can join us. And if you want to work a little bit more closely to it. And also, I'm just looking for something else that I've got here as well. And I'm just getting ready to answer a few of the other questions. Also, next question is, let me find it. Hi Ray, who do you think will win the World Cup? It would be great to meet you. The World Cup, I believe, I'm gonna pick two teams and I'm gonna base it on these reasons. I actually believe that France will win the World Cup. I think they've got the best players, the best 11 players. But if France don't turn up for some reason and they have maybe an iffy quarter-final or semi-final, I've just got a sneaky feeling England, it could be their year. And I've got a feeling it's going to be a European club who will win it. I think England, France, Spain, for me, are too strong. And I think from them three teams, one of them will be the winner. I don't think Argentina are going to have a big play this time like they did last time. I think Messi's too old now. But my tip, if you were to ask me to lean on one team, and I don't normally follow England religiously, but I would go with England. That's who I think is gonna win it. Now, where are you coaching? Do you have any testing sessions coming up? So for those guys that don't know, unfortunately, last October, I was involved in an accident and got electrocuted and had a heart attack. So normally in 2024, we've done 96 flights. Over the last 5 years, we've travelled right around the globe, the USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. We have been everywhere. But unfortunately, since October, I've been a little bit unwell, but I am back up and running and fit and healthy. So yeah, we will be planning more trips soon, and we're hoping that maybe by August, September time, we'll have our next testing and trial days coming up, and we will be serving the USA and Canada. For those that don't know, I was meant to be moving to the USA in January, just gone, with my two daughters and my two dogs, but unfortunately, because of the accident that I was involved in, that has all been put on hold. Finding ways to improve and motivation to train. Another great comment from Shooty. I love that one. Next one. Are you in the States or Australia? So I'm currently in Australia, but we're hoping at some point towards the end of the year we will be based in the USA, in California. But that won't matter wherever you are in the world. We work with players right around the globe. Also, obviously, I've been a coach for 30 years now. I've got all my coaching badges. But one of the other things I noticed, there's a couple of comments being going around lately that I'm not qualified and I don't hold any qualifications. So I just thought I'd share this one with you and have a little look at this. So all of my qualifications are with UEFA. Okay. And people have said that I'm not qualified as an agent and I'm not legitimate and I haven't done anything with UEFA. But here, for those guys who doubt and question, this is one of my qualifications that took me over 2 years to earn, and I hold in total 29 coaching and agent qualifications in elite sport. So for those that say I don't hold any of them, there's actual living proof from UEFA that I do. So that'll hopefully, obviously one of the big things is we've had a lot of problems since last October, since I've been unwell, and also all the trouble that we've had in the Middle East and with Iran and the USA. So it's put a lot of things on hold at the moment. But we are working through things and we're hoping that everything will get back to normal in the next couple of weeks and months. Now, next question. Let me see. I think have we got all of the questions answered? I think that is everything. So I'll just have a double check on school. But yeah, I think we've got everything on there. So again, guys, if you need us for anything whatsoever, feel free to reach out to us on our school platform. If not, we've absolutely enjoyed and loved having this call tonight, and we are back tomorrow with our final live call of the week, and we're super excited to bring another World Club legend and for this upcoming 2026 World Cup. So I hope you enjoyed the Harry Kane section, and we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow evening.
You don't bunch up, you don't get sweaty. Simple as that.
One of the things I noticed about my Goats grip socks is the grip runs across the whole panel, so there's no bunching or sliding in your boots.
These grip pads will help you not slip when you're going in for a tackle.
My old socks will get sweaty halfway through the game. Not with Goat Grips, they stay cool and dry from start to finish.
These guards are so lightweight, you forget they're even there, but they still give solid protection. It's like full freedom to play a game without that clunky feeling. I used to wear bulky guards that slip down every game. These stay in place the whole time.